Welcome back, everybody, to the Daily Pigskin Blink, your daily look at fantasy football in the NFL and everything else in between to help make your fantasy football team sizzle. Last night's action saw the Houston Texans go to 5-0, joining the Atlanta Falcons as the only unbeaten teams in the NFL, as the Texans beat out the Jets 23-17 in New York. Football action, Matt Schaub, 14 of 28, 209, one touchdown, one interception, finishes the game with a quarterback rating of 65.9. Not really a good job there, but I can kind of point the finger at Andre Johnson, only getting one reception out of 6 targets. Speaking of the receiving, Owen Daniels, the leading receiver for Houston, 4 receptions for 79 yards and 1 touchdown. That's an average of 19.8 yards per catch. Casey joining him with 4 receptions for 53 yards, no touchdowns. And Kevin Walter, another 4-reception day for 46 yards. On the ground, Arian Foster was all it, 29 carries for 152 and 1 touchdown. That's a 5.2 yard average per carry. On the other side of the ball, Mark Sanchez finishes the day with 14 of 31, 230 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And for those scoring at home, that's a quarterback rating of 10. On the ground, Sean Green, not a great day. 8 carries of 26 yards, a 3.3 yard average. Your quarterback, Tim Tebow, had a better average than your starting running back. That's not good. 5 carries for 19 yards. And Balil Powell, 4 carries for 18 yards, 4.5 yard average. I think that you're going to see Powell and McKnight after this game getting more involved with the offense. They had just as many carries as Sean Green did. So, yeah, I think that you're slowly going to see Sean Green rotated out. If you have Sean Green in deeper leagues, if you have him on the bench, you might want to consider upgrading, side grading, doing something with him now while he at least has some type of fantasy value, because it's going to go away in the next 2 weeks. The leading receiver for the Jets last night, Jeremy Curley, 5 receptions for 94 yards and no touchdowns. If he's there is a small trend with him. You might want to pick him up, because in the next 3 weeks, you could see him average about 80 to 90 yards per game, and he will catch at least 1 touchdown over the next 3 weeks. Jeff Cumberland, a new name, 2 receptions for 51 yards, one of them long for 27 with 1 touchdown. Out of 4 targets, though, that's kind of a bad ratio. Chaz Shilens, not really a huge day, 29 yards. However, out of 5 targets, he caught the ball 4 times. Gates, Sean Green, and Jason Hill each having 1 reception to go along with this loss for the Jets. As far as defensive football goes, it wasn't there unless you were Houston. 3 sacks, a lot of pressure, kept the score down. So really, the Jets, as far as the Jets go as a team, there's a lot of fantasy football potential there in running back in Powell and McKnight. There's a lot of receiving potential in Shilens in deeper leagues, as well as Curley in normal leagues. If this trend continues, he could be a wide receiver 3, possibly even a flex 2, a flex 1 position kind of a player. Just as the weeks go on, we'll have to see. That's it for me for my recap of last night's Monday Night Football action as the Houston Texans beat out the New York Jets 23-17 and go 5-0 to start this season. You can check out this broadcast as well as every other broadcast of the Daily Pigskin Blink at fantasyfootballtoolkit.com, as well as 360sportsnetwork.com. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything under the sun pertaining to fantasy football and the NFL, send them on over to Lost Cause at fantasyfootballtoolkit.com. That's it for me, everybody. Be sure to check out tomorrow's broadcast as we cover a couple injuries, a couple setbacks for some teams, as well as our evening broadcast of the Fantasy Football Toolkit. It'll be the Mad Sign is joining me for that one, so be sure to check it out. Take care, everybody. Have a great Tuesday, and I shall see thee tomorrow.